Let's have a look at some of the vision from yesterday, because it's pretty hard to talk to those travelling. Charlie Henson has become a close friend of all, but let's have a look at some of the action down there yesterday. That's a plane, if you're not quite aware of... Richard, that's a plane they came on. I know you were waiting to see that this morning.
Yeah, most definitely. Great to see them arriving. Always love to see the internationals. Obviously, they all get off the plane, and then Greg Carpenter meets them and tells them what races, what their rating is, and how far they're up in the order, and that an Aussie horse won't get in the race. But besides that, those horses we just watched on that replay, if they win a Melbourne Cup, I'll honestly, I'll eat the one that finishes further back.
Well, you can't walk the 4 tracks because you're already doing that, can't you? So we'll talk more about that. We're going to have a look at some interesting lineups here of what you think's going to run. It's probably more important to the punters than seeing these horses. We know they're here and they're well, and down at Werribee, magnificent surroundings they've got down there. That's a truck, by the way, Rich. There's the truck arriving with the horses. This could take us through till tomorrow, this. And there's a horse. What one's that, do we know, Adrian?
It's one of the Cumanis. Not quite sure which one it is, though.
Oh, come on, Adrian. Adrian, you're on the big earns. You've got to tell us what they are.
It did look like Mount Athos, I thought.
Oh, shark.
He was at the football and he saw that. So.
And that's the Prairie Star. That's the thing of Danny O'Brien's that he'll take over training once it gets out of quarantine.
Okay. Well, we've got 13 plus emergencies down there yesterday.
House full sign up, Bruce. There is not a spare barn in that quarantine centre. Well, not one.
Freeman's got one there anyway. We just saw Freddie's rug on one there. Let's have a look at what you think from a Caulfield Melbourne Cup point of view of these. Here's the Melbourne Cups, and that number next to them is that's where they are in the current order of entry.
Yeah, I think, Bruce, all those horses there, and there's 10 of them at this stage. If we run the race today, all those 10 get a start.
Okay. Now, you're taking into fact that number 31, obviously they run 24, but you've got natural attrition and...
Natural attrition, and there's already 4 or 5 that aren't going to run. But if we run the race today, those 10 definitely start. There's another group not too far beneath them.
The borderlines here, including Lost in the Moment that we saw there. Now, Brigantham's probably the most interesting one because the jockey and the trainer are all keen to come.
Well, and also to sort of give it a bigger pump up, if you like. Mick Kent's been over in England. He's seen all these horses work. He said Brigantine is his clear pick of the international horse. He said the horse is flying. It had a 1,400 metre gallop with Jackalbury and Gatewood, smashed them. He said this horse is absolutely flying.
All right, a couple of these need to win at Caulfield or Geelong. That's normally the case anyway. Well, Gatewood, I'll try and get to the Caulfield Cup, and Ibachenko.
I think Ibachenko, from what I'm hearing from Charlie Henson, Ibachenko will be going to the Moonee Valley Cup, where he'll bump into Americane.